Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Pater with you on our Q&A episode on the food storage challenge. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible, guys. So I'm going to jump straight into the questions. I've tried to consolidate what I know I've seen a lot, or what I see here right now. I've got my laptop right here, so if you see me scrolling, that's what I'm doing. Okay, let's jump into it. First and foremost, what have I learned? Well, my experience is going to be different than yours, period. But I think the first thing you're going to find out in a real big hurry is you do not have enough of baking goods. You are going to go through flour. If you can eat flour, whatever type of flour you can consume, you are going to be shocked at how much of that you actually use. Okay? I'm just going to tell you right now. Now, some folks buy wheat and grind it and do all these different things. Whatever. I'm not getting into all that minutia. I'm just saying it is extremely eye-opening to see, because when you're forced to you're making the biscuits, you got to make 2 loaves of bread, you're going to bread this. I mean, just in a day or two, you're going through several cups of flour. And what you normally buy at the store in those nice little 4-pound or whatever bags, and you've got several of them or whatever, they're gone. So gone. You're going to really be going through a lot of your, baking powder, baking soda, spices. I don't care what you're making. You're going to want to throw a little this or that right on into the mix. So let me say, if somebody's going to say, well, can you tell me how much you figured per cup per person? No. What I'm telling you is you need to take a 3-day period, a 7-day period, and really try to do this. Even if it's just 1 meal a day, dinner. Have the kids come out, and you're trying to cook off-grid, using no electricity to make anything that you've got there. So what does that come down to? Do I have a handheld can opener? Do I have a whisk? Do I know how to knead bread and make it versus my KitchenAid? All of these factors are going to start coming out of the woodwork, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, all the things that you have been relying upon for blending, mixing, stirring, whatever, that's on you. So you really have to just push these things away and look at it. And when you start seeing your bags of flour dwindle, when you start seeing your olive oil dwindle and your vegetable oil and all the different things you're cooking with dwindle, you don't have any butter anymore, different things like that, and your little thing of cinnamon, that little thing of cute cinnamon you've got sitting in there that you use because you just do a plop here and a plop there and at Christmas and on your mochas and all that stuff, you're going to burn through every bit of it really, really fast. Because see, you're going to be going, okay, I'm making bread, so what if I try to make something with cinnamon? And suddenly I'm having granola for breakfast. What if I'm going to put cinnamon on it? And ooh, I don't have any butter. I'm going to make butterless pancakes, but cinnamon will make it better. You're going to be burning through it. I see my little gremlin coming up behind me. We'll just let him figure it out. So, have a testing ground for yourself, your baking goods. Okay, and all those different things, your oils are really going to matter. That's why I've brought out lard. That's why I've brought out Crisco. That's why you see me working with different types of oils for different frying things. So to understand, what are you going to be using? And if this runs out or that doesn't work, what is my alternative? So that's been a major eye-opening experience. Okay, you're going to really be pulling out some very simple recipes, and you're going to find that a lot of them return to flour, maybe some milk, lard, things like the eggs, different things like that. See, we're set up, we've got chickens and ducks and quail, so a lot of the staples are here, but even with that, you're going to find that they're rationed. I mean, they really, truly are. A lot of folks think because I have a dairy cow that I have just got gobs of like butter and cheese. No, sorry. I don't. First of all, you need to consider when my cow had her calf and when she went into, when she freshened and how long she's been in milk and where are we at in the season and different things like that. You're also going to have to consider that if you breed your animals, you're going to have drying off periods. What if your animal gets sick? What if she gets mastitis? You ain't drinking, even if you get her over the hump and make her well again, you're probably not going to be drinking that milk for a while. You ain't having no butter, baby. So, butter has been my major thing here. And I know that's crazy because you're like, well, you do have butter. Yes, I have butter that I ration. But we're so used to just absolutely opening it up and flipping it out there or mixing it up and putting it on there and using it so much that when it's a no-no and you can't do that or you don't have it, you better be able to come up with something different. That's why lard and other alternatives play a big factor. And I understand a lot of folks are like, I have to do Crisco? Yeah, why not? You want to eat? Pine cones are plentiful, but that's not exactly going to pull you through a crisis, okay? I'm just saying. So be open-minded with a lot of your things. The Spam, huge hit. Huge hit here on the farm. I'm going to have to admit to you. Now, you go, wow, you got all that pork. Yeah, but what happens if that pork goes away, or what happens if I run out of pork? Then I've got what's on the back stock. So be flexible with knowing not only do you need a lot of those basic essentials, and you need more than you think you do, but you need to have alternative plans. Okay, what are some other questions that I was being asked? Oh, a lot of questions about cast iron. Does Lodge not rock? They rock. I use different varieties from them, obviously from the different skillets and skillet sizes and Dutch ovens and different things from them. I'm really enjoying. The cast iron is incredible, but also the carbon steel. Those are very lightweight. A lot of times they're in the bigger, you can get them 10 inch, 12 inch, 15 inch or whatever. Very flexible. If you're trying to get into using cast iron and you don't have any, I would start with, this is my recommendation just off the fly, I would recommend starting with a 10 inch Lodge cast iron skillet. They're not that expensive. They last a lifetime if they're well maintained. I would definitely get the chainmail scrubber. The scrubber that I've been telling you about and that I'm giving in my giveaway is almost double the size of the one that I saw down in South Pittsburgh, and it's half the price. It's fact. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. It's making a huge difference in terms of that. I would start with baking items in my cast iron. I'm doing simple things like bacon and eggs or biscuits or gravies and Salisbury steak in cast iron. Woo! You know, things like that. You know, that's going to be a good way for you to start. Some folks were asking about me having an outdoor covered kitchen. We are working on that. That's what I talked about earlier in the videos, is that we are building our woodshed and we are trying to transform this area out here. That's why you see all the cooking stuff out here. If you are cooking on wood heat, we've talked about this. A lot of folks were intimidated by burning stuff. Folks, don't be intimidated by it. Just know you're going to burn something. I mean, I'm burning stuff. You burn it. If you've never cooked with something, and then if you've never applied it to actual open fire, chances are you're going to get a real quick schooling on exactly how you need to work with that. You're going to be rotating those cast iron skillets. You're going to turn it this way and turn. One side is always hotter than the other. You're going to learn how to work with lids. You're going to learn how to flip. There's no way for anyone to say, this is how you do it. I'm telling you, well, this is kind of how you do it, but you're going to have to learn it yourself. You got to burn it to learn it. My husband is using that against me, by the way. You got to burn it to learn it. Anytime I'm like, I don't know if I can do that, he's like, you got to burn it to learn it. So I've created my own little monster there. I definitely think the outdoor kitchen area, if you can do something like that, especially if you're on a budget and you can make it kind of inexpensive, you want to consider that. I do think you need to apply, if applicable, depending on your situation. All these things are a work in progress, okay? You know, adding a sun oven and adding a wood stove and adding a nice side table and adding different things cost money, okay? So you have to go with, I would recommend you work with what you have first. If it's a propane grill, try it. I'm serious. because in a week's, if you have a crisis and you've got a gas grill, that could be a huge make or break deal for you in a short-term crisis situation. I do not have a propane grill. That's on purpose. I have propane for my turkey fryer for me to can on, but I don't have one because I force myself to work with wood heat as much as possible. So instead of me spending money on a gas grill, I'm focusing that money in other directions. So you have to do what works best for you and where you live and what you're doing, okay? Wood heat here is really big, so we're trying to really continue to push ourselves on that. Plus, by the way, you know, 2.5 years ago, propane was $4 a gallon. Getting a little small one wasn't a big deal, but if you're filling a 500-gallon or 1,000-gallon propane tank over here, $4 a gallon, cha-chingo. So wood makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. Dehydrating. I'm going to tell you right now, you can't dehydrate enough stuff. You can't buy enough dehydrated stuff. You really need to consider that. And thinking about that, when I talk about that, that brings back the whole idea of number 10 cans. You know, when, for example, you burn through flour. Flour, to a lot of people, depending on who you talk to, the shelf life, you know, can be iffy. If it looks okay and seems okay, guys, I would always encourage you to try. But at the same time, if you have some hang-ups about that, you need to have certain items in different genres of expiration. Things that are good on the shelf for a good 3, 6, 9 months. Then you need to have things put away that would be good, that you're using. And then you have things that might be put away for 1 to 2 years. And then you got the big dog back up. Number 10 cans, things you've really put away with oxygen absorbers. Flour is an excellent example of that. Because let me tell you, it's amazing because when you I was talking to Miss Homestead lady, and when we had our huge ice storm here a year and a half ago, you know, a lot of folks did not have electricity or water or a lot of different things for almost 2 weeks. And it was, guys, certain areas of East Tennessee, it looked like something out of, it was apocalyptic, really, in terms of the ice. I had never seen anything like that I could remember. We had a lot of snow when I was a kid, and we had ice at times. You know, you get some ice, but in the mountain area where, you know, where a lot of this hit, it didn't even matter when the lights even came on, you were not getting out of your driveway. When the water was available again, you weren't getting out of your driveway. And she focused on the amount of time that it took just to prep things, grind things, finesse things, prepare things, just to then cook it on wood heat. Major time involvement. So some people will poo-poo certain ideas and go, well, I'll just grind that myself, or I'll just do this myself, or I don't have to can meat because I'm going to go kill an elk down the road. Be real. Let's be real. In a crisis situation, particularly in cold, extreme weather situations, you know, different things like that, you need on-hand items. Whether that you have prepared that yourself and it's ready to go, or it's something that you can pick on the shelf and put it in the back of the pantry and it's ready to go. Spam, your canned beef, your canned pinto beans, baked beans, whatever. You need ready, on-hand, easy accessible things. Look at what, you know, for example, look at a lot of people down in, bless their hearts, Louisiana. They can't even cook a lot of the stuff. You need to have things, I'm telling you, have it in your mind, things that you don't even have to even think about cooking. And that can go across the board in many different ways. So think about all the different varieties of food. That's what I'm finding, because even though I can come out here and cook something, I'm going to tell you, when you get up and you're busy and you're dealing with the kids and you're doing this, I'm trying to live in my normal life doing this. Sometimes I don't want to cook. I mean, let's be true. I mean, I'm human. You're human. You want to build a huge fire every day and have all your cast iron ready. Because guess what? You got to do it again later. And then again later. Or, you know, whatever. Or bake so much that you don't have to cook so much later. It all comes full circle. So, you know, to have something that you can just add some milk or add some water, and it's boom, ready to go for just that one moment in time, can make a huge difference in your sanity and in your preparedness and pulling through. Okay. Oh my goodness. We talked about the cast iron. We talked about the covered area, the covered area here. Some folks were asking, a lot of you wanted to make a cowboy grill. I honestly encourage you to do something like that. If you build something on your farm or at your home, please use common sense God gave you and be very aware of the safety and the regulations. You know, you can get injured so fast doing stuff like this. It really amazes me that some things are recommended or not really investigated. So the reason I don't have a propane grill is because the money that I was going to put towards getting one, I decided to build this. And actually, it was supposed to be bigger. I'm going to make another one. I'm going to make it even bigger. If you know that you are into trying to be prepared or like-minded like this, and you know you like having that insurance in the back of your mind going, okay, I've got this, I can do this, I've got that, do it the right way, okay? Forego buying something else that you probably don't need to make it the right way. Don't just necessarily grab some scrap and put something together. Depends on what you're doing and who you are and what you know. But when it comes to working with major heat, large livestock, different things like that, if it can kick you across a field or if it can burn your house down, be smart. Be smart. That's enough about that, guys. Just do your, get the correct fire bricks. They're not that expensive. I think they were around $3 a piece. And I only layered it 4 up. So, you're not really talking a whole lot of money. Your emergency room bill is going to shame the price the money you put into that. Just take my word for it. Be smart. Okay, a lot of folks are asking a lot of questions about my pigs and my pork. Those are different videos coming up, so I'm not going to dive into that necessarily, but we did do that, yes, and I am going to be rendering the lard. You are going to want to render the lard. Okay. Somebody was asking about my mama and my nana. Oh gosh. They're pretty awesome. Okay, let me see. Dairy. You're going to miss dairy. That's going to be huge. So milk. Have different types of milk. Think about all the different ways that you can store milk. Dry milk, people. If you were out floating on an aircraft carrier out in the ocean, with the sailors, which would get you in trouble, you're going to be drinking dry milk. I mean, think about a lot of this stuff, You didn't put butter in all your dishes. You made it through with a lot of different things. I always tease my husband about the dry milk. Let's see. What else? How many jars do I think that it'll take to preserve my canned meat? More than I have right now, and I'm working on that. Canning my meats is going to be more of a fall thing for me after we get all this to slow down and clear up and whatnot. Okay, here's about gardening and basic gardening. Mr. Peaches, don't hit the camera. I know you want to love it. I would highly recommend, at a minimum, that if you could possibly grow basic things like a couple of tomato plants, a couple of herbs. Guys, having some just quick freshness, because it depends on your growing season. Here, when the growing season comes in, say we start getting a lot of produce somewhere in the month of June, kinda, it pushes all the way towards November. It's so funny because, you sit there and you go, it's time to do the fall garden, and I'm like, I'm not even done with my summer garden. But just having a few easy to grow items. Peas are very good. At least here. Peas and just having a nice trellis, buddy, I'm going to tell you what, that's my favorite thing. That's the easiest thing to grow here, I think, for the return in terms of flavor and fun and everything to add. Maybe tomatoes for you, if you've got the right setup. Peppers may not be the right thing. Peppers are hard to grow indoors and to get the seed start going. Herbs. You can add herbs to all different types of herbs to your breads and to your meats and to so many different things that you're doing. If you could just grow a little bit of basil, maybe a little bit of rosemary, just very sage. Just some pick 4, 5, 6 very basic, very versatile, but yet could have some medicinal value. Peppermint. Oh, guys, peppermint like crazy, and you can't get rid of it once it truly starts if you put it in the ground. So think about these basic herbs, make them your friend, and let them grow, okay? You want them to be abundant. Comfrey, there's just different things that you can grow that typically do very well in a lot of places, and you can make teas with it, tinctures with it, all of those types of things. They are going to matter. Okay, I'm giving you attention. All right, guys, I'm trying to make sure. There's just so much. We appreciate you watching, and I'm wrapping it up around 20 minutes. And we just appreciate y'all watching. I hope I've answered a lot of your questions and made you feel better about this. This series is an educational series. It is to test my family and test me and test my skills on the different things, because it's forcing me to think about things that I didn't have to before. It's kind of like you go, yeah, I know that. But until you're really put to the test, experience is your best teacher. You got to burn it to learn it, okay? Right? Yes. Absolutely. We appreciate you watching here at Appalachia's Homestead. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out the rest of the episodes. It goes all the way till August 31st. That's our giveaway day. Woo! We're going to have a giveaway here, as you've seen through episode 5. If you want to update yourself on how to enter and how to get in on that, and all the goodies through the YouTube giveaway. And I'm having a giveaway also on my Facebook page on August 31st, which is going to be you just have to roll over, which is going to be Lodge, and it's going to be a full carbon steel cast iron skillet. I'm telling you, they rock. Okay, I'm going to stop now because this boy's wanting a lot of attention. We're going to wrap it up. I've got watermelons around me. I've got kitty cats. It's just another day at Appalachia's Homestead. It's time to get that fire built because Mama's got to cook. We'll talk to you soon. Y'all stay well and safe out there, and we just appreciate you all the time. We really, really do. You guys are awesome. Y'all take care. Are you happy? You're happy. Okay. You stop it. You stop. No, you stop. No, you stop. No, you stop. You stop. All right.